Welcome back to Navitech. Lucas here. So in this episode, I want to talk about future smartphone tech and what we could see from smartphones in the future. Let's get into it. So I think we could see a lot of improvements in certain areas in smartphones. I think one of the biggest ones though that we are going to see really soon is performance benefits. So right now Apple by far has the fastest phones, but in the future I think we could definitely see this change with some of Samsung's updates that could come to the Galaxy Note 21 and 21 Ultra, but we also might not see that due to the semiconductor shortage and chip shortage, but it would be awesome, and the rumor is that Samsung might bring AMD graphics to their smartphones, so that would give huge graphic improvements, and that would really help Samsung compete with Apple in rendering and a lot of stuff like that. And that would definitely boost smartphone performance on Samsung devices. So with Apple smartphones, I think we could definitely see better performance with something like the iPhone 13, and that would be awesome to see. We would probably see around a 15% performance gain. So that is cool to see, and even if the Samsung Galaxy Note series doesn't come out this year, we could definitely see some AMD graphics maybe with the S22 series, and that would be awesome to see, but there is still a lot of shortage in the semiconductor area, so we might not see as much performance benefits since companies are probably going to have to try to use some older parts, and we might not even see new chips in a lot of these smartphones, or some of these smartphones might not even come out. So performance is extremely important, and for a lot of people that's one of the biggest things, but I think another big thing that we could see from smartphones, and even more into the budget category, I think we could see 120 Hertz displays, and that is extremely important as well. That also can make your smartphone feel a lot faster, even if it does have the same processor. So I think with the new iPhone 13, we could definitely see this, and also see this with some cheaper smartphones, and maybe not this year, but the year after, we could actually see like a 120 Hertz display, and even cheaper phones like the iPhone SE. And if we do see those improvements, then that would be extremely cool for the budget category of smartphones. And then I think that could become the new standard. So another thing I hope we see in smartphones, and what I think we could definitely see in smartphones, is more OLED displays. And I think eventually we could even see mini LED displays, and then eventually even micro LED displays. So OLED right now is probably the highest quality you can get. Mini LED is really great since it allows your display to get really bright and still has great blacks. Not quite as good as OLED, but it also has a lot of the benefits of LED. So it is a really great option. We've seen in Apple's iPad Pro 12.9 inch that did come out this year. That was awesome to see. So we might see that in future smartphones to come, just because it is cheaper to manufacture than OLED, and it still has a lot of the quality of OLED. So I think we could definitely see that in future smartphones. So it would be awesome to see more mini LED and more OLED, and then eventually micro LED. But I think another thing that people are really looking forward to, and this is especially in the iPhone, since they've been really lacking in this area, is a better zoom camera, and just better zoom overall on all of the lenses. So Apple does have okay zoom, but X2 telephoto lens just really can't compete with something like Samsung's 100x zoom. It's not the highest quality when you get that far, but it does still have it does have a lot of telephoto lenses that can zoom farther while still keeping up the quality pretty well for that far of a zoom. But Apple, I think, definitely does need to fix that, and I think they need at least 10x zoom that is telephoto and not just digital cropping. So I think we could see that in future smartphones, but I think Apple especially needs to put that in their phones, and I think that could really be something we do see in future smartphones, and I think we could even see that in the iPhone 13. So I think another thing we are going to see more smartphones get, and even more into the budget category, is better compatibility with desktops. So iPhones for a really long time have had great compatibility with Mac other Macs, and that's awesome to see. You can even text over Wi-Fi. So that is cool to see, but I think we are now seeing that more with Android, and we'll continue to see that in future smartphones. For instance, some of Samsung's phones have really good compatibility with Windows. They allow you to transfer photos, copy and paste, and also do a lot of cool stuff like that. And the big things are mainly texting and doing a lot of stuff like that. So that is important, and we are seeing that with Samsung phones. The only difference between that and the iPhone is the Mac can do it separately, but the Samsung phones have to be compared to the Windows laptop or desktop. So that is a little different. But still, it is cool to see smartphone manufacturers really innovating in that area. Battery life is always getting better in smartphones. Really, every year, smartphone manufacturers try to up their battery life by at least 15%. So we are seeing better battery life. And we've seen a lot of new technologies, kind of like dual batteries, so that charges faster. We've seen a lot faster charging, at least on the Android side. And iPhones still have really good batteries. So I think in the future, we are definitely going to see a lot more battery, and hopefully eventually we can hit the 3-day mark. And I think we could definitely see a lot of more budget phones start hitting the 2-day mark. Even some of the most budget phones have huge batteries. So that is awesome to see, and I think we could continue to see better battery life in the future. So overall, it is cool to see smartphone manufacturers innovate in these different areas, and I think in the future we could see a lot of new tech come to smartphones, but mainly just advancements in what we are seeing right now, like better battery life, better performance, better displays. It doesn't seem like there's any new technology that has been extremely successful. There are dual screen displays and also foldable phones, but those right now just don't seem like they are gonna get to the main masses, and definitely not the budget category. So I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon, unless if a manufacturer really works hard on it and really tries to pressure that and makes those phones extremely good. I would really love to hear what you guys think smartphone manufacturers should really focus on and some of the main improvements you want to see. If you would put that in the comment section below, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. Anyway, catch you later. Cut!